Have you ever had that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like the ache that you get maybe when you see a tragedy or a natural disaster happens and you get this feeling like, I wish I could help, but I don't know how. Or maybe your life situation doesn't allow you to. That used to happen to me a lot. It happened when I saw what happened in Haiti, the earthquake. And you know, maybe I wrote a check to Red Cross and I returned to my life, kind of forgot about it. You know, but it was pretty powerful. Has anyone ever felt that? Yeah. Well, kind of fast forward, I went to Haiti to volunteer as a midwife, and I thought, you know, this is it. I can do something. But I was so touched by the destitution of the people there, and the kids especially, that I felt I needed to do more. It wasn't enough. And there was this chance encounter. I met this man, a Haitian man, and over a cup of coffee, he sat there and he told me about his wish to open an orphanage for these kids that had been abandoned or orphaned. And that ache came in, and I felt this feeling bubble up inside. Like, I gotta help, this is it, this is my opportunity, this is how I can turn that compassion into action. And I remember feeling like I was standing on the edge of a cliff, you know, like I could go one direction and really jump into the unknown and my life could be changed forever. Or I could go back home to my good life in Costa Rica, which was pretty full, and kind of forget, you know, but something in me that day just called me. And, you know, I thought, well, I'll raise a couple $1,000, what can hurt, you know, I have nothing to lose. So I acted. I went back to Costa Rica, called a few friends who are here tonight. I said, hey, let's do this. And we did a campaign on Indiegogo. I'd never heard of this. I didn't know what I was doing. I had never heard of fundraising. And in 30 days, we raised over $13,000. And I'll admit, I had this, you know, time where I was like, shit, what am I doing? What did I just take over? And, you know, this fear of failure. But then I remembered the kids. And I took myself out of the equation. It wasn't about me. I couldn't fail, right? Because at least if I tried my hardest, then, you know, that was better than what they had, which was nothing. So that was a little over a year ago last July. So we've been up and running for over a year, and we have 6 kids now, taking in a 7th presently, and these kids are thriving. What I found was rather than just providing, you know, the basic needs, the 3 meals a day, education and shelter, I really wanted to create a family, because in Haiti there's a lot of institutions, but I wanted to make it different. I wanted to create a family for these kids, and I'm proud to say we've been really successful at that. But really what keeps me going, because I guess why I'm telling you all this, is that people ask me, like, why are you doing this? What's your reason? What's your story? But it's all of that, plus it's the little successes. Like the little girl that I'll tell you about, her name is Alicia. She came to us at age 5. Alicia was in a very abusive situation. Her stepfather beat her, and she wasn't allowed to eat. He deprived her of all food that he gave to his own children, because she wasn't his child. She wasn't allowed to go to school, and she was then sent away to live with other families and become a domestic servant, which is restavek. It's a very common problem in Haiti. And this has become a priority of ours to help these kids who are basically enslaved. So Alicia came to us, and after a few months, a man came to visit. came to our front gate and asked to see her. Well, our director, Francois, went and said, I don't know you, but let me ask Alicia, I'll pull her out, see if she knows you. He said, Alicia, do you know this man? And this little 5-year-old is like tiny, puts her hands on the hips. She looks out the gate and she says, no. Runs back inside. And he said, sorry, we have a protocol. You can only visit if your family and you're on the list, and this is the deal. And the man went away. So he went inside after that and he said, Alicia, come here. Who's that guy? Did you know him? And she put her little hands on her hips again. And she looked at him. She said, yeah, that's the man that nearly beat me to death. So this is why I'm doing this. That validates everything. The fact that this little girl, after a few months, can feel safe, secure, empowered to look her abuser in the eye and reject him. I mean, that's it. So. But I can't help but wonder, what more can we do? And that's why we're here tonight. I would love to give these kids a permanent home and stability for their future. And what if we give them the inspiration to go to higher education and the tools to do something after the 18 years that they're in my custody, my other why I'm doing this. But what can we do to kind of instill them to be agents of change and hopefully help their own country? So, I believe that we can invest in these kids, and that's why we're here tonight, to raise that money for these kids. They are our future. Already the investment has a pretty high return, I'd say. So I believe that every kid deserves a family, and by creating this, we're creating our future. So I don't know, I guess the last thing I just want to say is that really I'm not much different than any of you here tonight. We all get that ache, that feeling, right, at some point. And I just encourage you, whatever calls to you, act. If we all act in a little way, then we can create change together. So let's do that. Let's be the change. Thank you.
Qui changement qui fait en Haïti après dans l'humanité? Qui sont les changements?
Avant mourir, d'avoir des trois belles barres devant. Nous avons souhaité que pour traverser ce moment pour nous garder nous et supporter nous à travers ce côté nous.